I still am going to do the show regarding the second part, which would be the response that I guess it's kind of like the House of Representatives, but over there in Mexico, it's like the House of Deputies. They represent the different parties and so forth. But anyway, so this was their response to what happened today in the morning conference of the president, okay? So I hope you enjoy it. Here it goes.
Del grupo parlamentario del Partido del Trabajo, yo quiero comentar que quería responder de manera personal, individual, política.
So he's Noroña. He's the president of Partido del Trabajo, or the current one, Partido del Trabajo, which is the party of the working man, and he wanted to talk on his behalf, but the rest of the party decided they wanted to accompany him to address this issue today.
Pero compañeros del grupo decidieron acompañarme en esta rueda de prensa, lo agradezco infinitamente.
And he says he's infinitely grateful to them for joining him.
Porque además es legítima la posición del grupo parlamentario del partido.
Because besides that, the position that the parliamentary group is taking is correct.
Partido del Trabajo de encabezar la mesa directiva de la Cámara de Diputados está por supuesto nuestro compañero Reginaldo Sandoval.
And he said it's Reginaldo Sandoval is heading it.
Disculpo con todos los compañeros diputados y diputadas de no presentarlos uno a uno.
And he says he asked for forgiveness from the deputies for not presenting them one by name.
Miren, nuestro movimiento es un movimiento de hombres y mujeres libres.
And he says our movement is a movement of free men and women.
La cuarta transformación es una revolución sin violencia.
And the fourth transformation is a revolution without violence.
Que tiene debate interno y externo también.
That has internal and external debate as well. Oh, we got some friends I hadn't even seen. Polimex is here. Polimex has really good good program he does, usually late in the evenings. And Cuervo Noroñista is on here too. I guess he's a friend of Noroña. Enrique Sánchez, saludos desde Ciudad de México. Saludos a ti. Y saludos a los demás que están ahí, se están saludando. Están apoyando el canal. Muchas gracias, amigos. Okay, so let's go back.
No es la primera vez, no será la última, que tengamos.
So he says this is not the first time, nor will it be the last.
Alguna diferencia con el compañero presidente, el cual
that we are having a difference of opinion with the companion, our friend, the president.
Él cuenta con nuestro apoyo, con nuestro respaldo, con nuestro aprecio.
And he can count with our backing, our support, our love, our sincere felt support.
Nuestra admiración.
And our admiration.
Con nuestro cariño.
And with our endearment.
Nosotros apostamos a la unidad de la coalición, juntos haremos historia.
And he says we bet on the coalition, together we will make history.
En los días pasados avanzamos muchísimo.
And in the last few days we've advanced quite a bit.
En restituir esa unidad.
In restituting that unity.
Con Morena, PT, PES y Verde.
With Morena, PT, PES y Verde.
Y seguiremos en esa línea.
And we will continue with that alignment.
No hay ninguna duda de nuestra lealtad.
There is no doubt about our loyalty
al compañero presidente.
to our friend, the president.
Ciertamente tenemos diferencias.
We simply have some differences of opinion.
Hay una, por ejemplo, que ha sido muy clara,
And there was one that was very clear,
que tiene que ver con el fuero constitucional.
which has to do with the constitutional, being able to take the president out of office. It's called fuero constitucional.
El fuero constitucional no es un privilegio ni es un fuero en sentido estricto.
And the fuero is not a privilege or something that is strictly to be adhered to,
Porque no nos lleva a tribunales especiales.
because it does not take us to special tribunals.
Lo único que hace es evitar que se nos prefabriquen delitos para sacarnos de la actividad política.
The only thing that it does is it prevents us from people making up crimes in order to take us out of office.
Así es que quiero empezar muy puntualmente, muy breve,
And so I want to start very briefly and pointedly
con ese tema.
with that matter. En Cuervo Noroñistas es paisanos apoyen comprando cachitos para la rifa del avión. So he's saying buy some of those raffle tickets for the plane. He's talking to you, Mexican Americans, the heroes of the Mexican people.
Porque yo mantengo mi postura de que es suicida, de
Because he says, I maintain my position that it would be suicide
que es una irresponsabilidad quitarle
and that it would be an irresponsible thing
el fuero al compañero presidente,
to take the position from the president,
cuando todos los días lo acusan de cualquier cantidad de barbaridades.
because every day they are accusing him of any number of barbarisms.
Y cuando hay una posición golpista que quisiera sacarlo, el-
And when there is a position of opposers that would like to take him out of office,
la presidencia de la República. Así es que voy a citar
so he says, so therefore I am going to cite
un acto reciente del 6 de agosto de 2020
an act that was recent on the 6th of August,
en Cajeme, Sonora,
and it happened in Cajeme, Sonora.
y voy a poner a un especialista en el tema,
And I am going to put a specialist on the matter,
a un político muy querido por nuestro pueblo y muy reconocido.
a person, a politician that is very beloved and well known by our people.
No vamos a fabricarle delitos a nadie. El que tiene culpa va a ser castigado.
And he says there, no one will be making up crimes on anybody. Whoever is to blame will be punished.
Pero no vamos a hacer como sucedía anteriormente, de que por cuestiones políticas se juzgaba a
So let's not do it like in the past, where for political reasons they would accuse somebody and punish them.
los adversarios, a los opositores.
For the adversaries, for the opposers,
Eso no.
not that.
Ya venimos de muchos años de lucha.
And we have been struggling for many years.
A mí me desaforaron.
And me, they accused me and took me out of office
De manera injusta,
in an unjust manner.
me querían meter a la cárcel,
They wanted to put me in prison,
me fabricaron un delito.
and they fabricated a crime against me.
Imagínense si yo, siendo presidente, voy a actuar de la misma manera, de ninguna forma.
So why would I, as president, act in that same manner? No, never may that come to happen. Or that could
Como
never be.
ustedes pueden escuchar,
So he says, so as you can hear,
compañero presidente recupera
the president recovers
la experiencia que tuvo, que estuvo a punto de sacarlo de la elección presidencial.
or he recalls the situation that was about to take him out of the presidential campaign or election or position.
Y si algo lo protegió fue el fuero
And if the only thing that protected him was the fuero
y el respaldo popular.
and the popular backing. Thank you very much, Tesla Nicola, for saying the sweet things. Says thank you for informing and a big hug.
Compartimos además con él que hay que actuar con ética.
And we share with him, we agree with him that we must behave ethically,
con principios, con
with principles.
compromiso. Y por eso reitero
And for that reason, I reiterate
que el Partido del Trabajo tiene legítimo derecho a buscar presidir la mesa directiva de la Cámara de
I believe that we are within our rights with the Partido de Trabajo to try to get the position of the head of the House of Representatives.
Diputados. Yo vuelvo a recordar, porque quizás
And then Enrique says, a muerte con la 4T, viva Mexico. We have a lot of Mexican people that just love the fourth transformation because it's doing so many good things for our people. And Noroña was making a point as well.
no se ha informado al compañero presidente
He believes that the president has not been well informed,
que el 1 de julio de 2018 y a esta legislatura
that on the 1st of July and at this legislature,
Morena llegó con 192 legisladores.
that Morena arrived with 192 legislators.
En segundo lugar, Acción Nacional con 81.
And in second place, it was Acción Nacional with only 81.
En tercer lugar, el Partido del Trabajo con 61 legisladores.
And in third place was the Partido del Trabajo, which was 61 legislators.
En cuarto lugar, el Partido Encuentro Social con 56
And in third lugar, it was el Partido de Encuentro Social, I think he said with 41.
legisladores. Y hasta el quinto lugar, el Partido Revolucionario Institucional
And the Partido Revolucionario Institucional, which is the PRI, was in fifth place
con 46,
with only 45
legisladores.
45 legislators.
Legítimamente, el PRI no puede subir de 45 legisladores.
So legitimately, the PRI party cannot go ascend with only 45 legislators.
Esos son con los que llegó a la Cámara de Diputados.
Those are the ones that it arrived at the House of Representatives or deputies.
Éticamente, el PRI no puede rebasar ese número.
Ethically, the PRI party could not go above that number
porque no se lo dio el electorado,
because it was not given to them by the electors.
aunque como bien lo dijo el compañero presidente en la mañana, con maniobras,
But even so, like the president said in the morning, with underhanded behaviors,
podrían, de hecho, anunciarán en unos minutos
they could, and maybe they will announce in a few minutes,
que con la presión de los gobernadores,
that with the pressures of the governors,
3 o 4 legisladores del Partido Verde se suman a la bancada del Partido
3 or 4 legislators are going to join that party.
Revolucionario Institucional. Eso es una maniobra.
And that is an underhanded thing.
Esa es una presión política.
That is because of political pressures.
Eso es querer asumir la presidencia de la Cámara de Diputados
That is because they want to assume the presidency of the House of Representatives
sin el respaldo del voto de la ciudadanía.
without the votes or the backing of the citizens.
Porque yo quiero recordar que el 1 de julio de 2018
Because I want to recall that in July 1st of 2018,
la gente dijo no más PAN,
the people said no more PAN,
no más PRI.
no more PRI.
con una determinación absoluta y en una epopeya
And they said it with absolute determination.
ciudadana, le
And the citizens all came together.
dio el voto al movimiento Juntos Haremos Historia,
And they gave their votes to the people Junto Haremos Historia,
que encabezaba el hoy compañero presidente Andrés Manuel López Obrador y del que orgullosamente formamos parte.
the one that the one who is now president headed, and that we are very proud to belong to as well.
Es evidente,
It is abundantly apparent or evident,
absolutamente evidente, que no es ético
it is absolutely evident that it is not ethical
votar por el PRI para presidir la Cámara de Diputados.
to vote for the PRI in order to get the leadership of the House of Deputies.
Son una pandilla de
He says they are like a gang
criminales peligrosos.
of that they are a gang of dangerous criminals. Enrique says, hoy da sí informa el presidente Andrés, no se lo perdieron, tenemos un presidente de lujo. Yeah. That's right. Everybody's very proud of AMLO.
Son la mafia del poder.
He said they are the mafia of power.
Los hemos combatido por décadas.
And we have been fighting against them for decades.
Ellos son los responsables, junto con el Felipe del Sagrado Corazón de Jesús Calderón Hinojosa del baño de sangre.
And he says they are responsible along with Felipe Calderón. And then he said a bunch of other things. Something about he's bathed in blood, and Sagrado Corazón, which means sacred heart, bathed in blood. All kinds of stuff. But that's how he calls Felipe Calderón.
De complicidad con el narco,
And he was complicit with the narcotics traffickers.
de remate del patrimonio nacional,
And he undersold or sold at a very cheap price the national wealth, or what they call like the inheritance, the national inheritance.
del sufrimiento, de desmantelar los derechos del pueblo surgidos de la
And that they were also responsible for dismantling the rights of the people
Revolución Mexicana.
that were from the Mexican Revolution.
Se está denunciando la brutal red de corrupción de Odebrecht.
And they are bringing to light the terrible behavior and corruption of Odebrecht.
10 millones de dólares, 4 millones para la campaña de Peña Nieto del
And they gave 10 million and 4 million to the campaign of Peña Nieto
PRI,
from the PRI,
6 millones para sobornos, para
and 6 million for bribes
sacar la reforma energética,
to pull out the energy reform bill.
10 millones de dólares adicionales para sobornar
And they had 10 million additional dollars to pay more bribes.
a legisladores, 68 millones
68 million for legislators.
de pesos para senadores del PAN,
And then that was for the legislators that were under the group of PAN.
58 para diputados del PRI, un
And 48 for the pre-party.
presidente de la mesa directiva de la Cámara de Diputados, 6.8 millones.
And the House president of the House of Deputies, I think he said $6 million.
Es evidente que no es ético.
It is abundantly evident that they are not ethical.
Votar por el Partido Revolucionario.
Why would we vote for the PRI?
Institucional. Cuando el compañero presidente
When the president himself, our friend,
plantea El caso del año pasado era diferente.
because the president mentioned it, but the case of last year was actually different.
El año pasado efectivamente se quiso modificar la ley legítimamente porque tenemos mayoría,
And last year we wanted to modify the law because we had a majority.
porque era incorrecto que la fuerza mayoritaria solo estuviera un año en la mesa directiva. En-
Because it was not correct that they would, the majority would only be in office for 1 year.
Todos los congresos del mundo tienen todo el periodo.
And all the other congresses have the whole period.
Y planteamos proporcional.
And we suggested something that was proportional.
Y el compañero presidente dijo, espérense. Y
And the president said, wait.
nosotros, particularmente Reginaldo Sandoval y un servidor, fuimos claves para que los diputados y diputadas del movimiento votaran por Laura Rojas. Se
And he said that they were instrumental for voting for Laura Rojas.
nos advirtió que iba a pasar lo que pasó.
And he told us that what would happen happened.
Lo acusó de fraude a la Constitución,
And they accused him of fraud in the Constitution,
de militarizar el país.
of making the country a military zone.
Votó en 3 ocasiones contra que hubiera periodo extraordinario de su propia Cámara.
And they voted 3 times against their own party so that they would have extraordinary time,
Actuando de manera facciosa.
acting in a factious way.
¿Cómo habría hoy condiciones
How would it be that today they would have conditions
para que el PRI encabezara la mesa directiva?
How could it be that they would head the directive table of the party,
De la Cámara de Diputados.
of the House of Deputies?
No hay ninguna manera.
There is no possible way. Enrique says, hoy es un día especial. He says, today is a special day of information from the president. We have to listen to him. We will listen to everything he has done. And he says, he says that he admires me, Ellie, and Wilmer because we're helping to help to spread what's happening with the fourth transformation. Thank you, Enrique.
Lo adelanto.
And he says, no, we can't go with that.
Si el PRI presentara una propuesta a la presidencia, el PT votará en contra.
Because if they were to present anything at the House, the PT would, which is his party, would vote against it.
Absoluta y definitivamente.
Absolutely and definitely.
No es ético
Because they are not ethical.
votar por ellos
And it would not be ethical to vote for them
en ese sentido.
in that sense.
Yo quiero terminar
And he says, and I want to finish
con 2 cosas.
with 2 things.
La coalición que llegó al compañero presidente Juntos Haremos Historia es una coalición desde la derecha hasta la izquierda.
He says the coalition that took the president to his position is a coalition that says, together we will make history, and it goes from all the way from left to right.
Pero tiene presiones enormes.
But it has enormous pressures.
Y quiero compartir
And I want to share
un argumento muy fuerte
a very strong argument
de por qué el PRI, además de que no le corresponde al Partido del Trabajo,
because the pre-party, even though it doesn't belong to them, it actually belongs to the party of the working man.
de por qué sería un error gravísimo entregarle la Cámara de Diputados, la presidencia al PRI.
As to why it would be a terribly grave problem to turn over the House of Deputies to the pre-party.
Además del repudio popular,
Besides, the popular opinion would be against it.
además del cuestionamiento de la gente que diría cómo es que son mayoría y le entregan a un partido que está en el basurero de la historia,
And how is it that you guys are a majority and you're turning over the party or to a you're turning over the power to a party that is in the waste can or the garbage can of moralities.
Que lo repudiamos, que lo mandamos al quinto lugar de diputados y diputadas, ¿cómo le entregan al PRI la presidencia? O sea,
And if we, the people, put them in the 5th place because we didn't want them in there, how could you put them in there?
la gente no entendería
The people would not understand this.
una decisión de esta naturaleza.
A decision of this nature.
La gente pensaría que solo me están comentando. La
The people would think they're only blocking my eyes.
mayoría de los diputados del PRI además de representación proporcional, lo cual es legítimo. Tuvo solo 9 de mayoría.
They only had 9 as a majority
Legítimo. Es
that were legitimate.
la conformación de la Cámara.
They're the ones that conformed or formed the House.
Pero el pueblo los dejó a un lado. De los 300 distritos, solo 9.
And the people set them aside. Out of the 300 districts, only 9 got in.
¿Cómo van a presidir la Cámara de Diputados? Pero así como digo, ¿por qué empecé con el desafuero?
So just like I said, as I began with the, it's when you take somebody out of office, it's desafuero.
Porque es un error quitar el fuero.
Because it would be an error to take them out of office.
El compañero presidente no va a perseguir a nadie, pero el poder económico sí.
He says the president will not persecute anybody, but the economical powers will.
Y le puede inventar delitos como le han inventado patrañas todos los días de su mandato.
And he said they could invent something the way they've invented something every day of his life.
Y un juez cualquiera oscuro podría quitarnos al presidente de la República con la mano en la cintura.
And he says, and a judge that was dark could steal our president with his hands on his waist.
Pero además los diputados también están sujetos a
But also the deputies are subjected
riesgos.
to risks.
Cabeza de huevo en Tamaulipas vinculado al narco, dicho por la DEA.
And he says, cabeza de huevo, which is, I think, cabeza de vaca, he says was said to have been involved in narcotics.
Claro que le inventaría a los compañeros delitos. Silvano Aureoles de Michoacán, por citar un par de ejemplos evidentes. Pero voy a dar
But he says they did cite a few examples that were evident.
finalmente un argumento que yo no quería hacer público.
And he says, now I am going to cite an argument which I really did not want to make public
Porque es un argumento delicado.
because it is a delicate matter.
Porque es un argumento que puede ser tergiversado.
Because it is a argument that could be turned around.
Porque es un argumento que puede ser sacado de contexto y yo espero que no se haga porque lo digo
And he says it's an argument which could be taken out of context. And I hope that they won't do it because
con toda responsabilidad y
I am saying it very responsibly, with all responsibility
serenidad.
and serenity.
El pueblo, yo le he dicho a mis compañeros y compañeras de Morena, sobre todo porque los hemos cuidado mucho. Todo el fin de semana tuvimos una campaña odiosa diciendo que traicionábamos a Morena y que por nuestra culpa y nuestra ambición perdía la mesa directiva cuando es falso.
He says they said that we had turned our back on Morena and that we were trying to get to the head of it, which is false.
Absolutamente falso.
Absolutely false.
Tenemos varios diputados de Morena firmados que se pasan a nuestras filas y no lo hemos aceptado.
We've had several people that offered to go from Morena to our party, and we did not accept it
Para que no pierda la Junta de Coordinación Política.
because we did not want to lose the I don't know, like the resources of political joint meetings.
A pesar de que podemos y queríamos discutir la importancia de la Junta de Coordinación Política y de la mesa directiva y no se aceptó,
But even though we wanted to talk about that joint houses directive, we didn't accept it.
simplemente se cerraron a que la Junta de Coordinación Política la deberían mantener y lo hemos respetado.
And we simply closed it off that they would maintain the same coordination, and we respected it.
Y los hemos cuidado y los seguimos cuidando.
And we've taken care of them, and we continue to take care of them.
Todavía podemos hacerlo y no lo hacemos.
And we could still do it, but we do not do it.
Lo seguimos cuidando.
We continue to care for them or protect them.
Pero a mis compañeros de Morena yo les decía, compañeros, no les quería dar el argumento directo porque es muy fuerte.
To my friends from Morena Party, I didn't want to give them the argument directly because it's too strong.
Lean las atribuciones de la presidencia de la Cámara de Diputados.
Read the writings regarding the House of Representatives from the president.
Lean las atribuciones.
Read the attributions,
No me hacen caso.
but they don't listen to me.
Yo les voy a decir una sola.
I'm going to tell you just one.
La seguridad del compañero presidente siempre está en un bill.
The security of the president is always on one bill.
Nuestro compañero se juega la vida todos los días.
The president takes risks with his life every day,
Eso está a los ojos de todos.
and that is plainly seen by everyone.
Es un compañero excepcional, valiente, determinado y
He is an exceptional companion, valiant, determined,
dijo, no quiero nada, que el pueblo me cuide.
and he says, I don't want anything, let the people take care of me.
Y si le pasara algo,
But if something were to happen to him,
el PRI, lo digo, duro, claro, asesinó a su candidato a la presidencia en 1994, a Luis.
if something were to happen to him, the PRI assassinated their candidate,
Leonardo Gulos.
Leonardo Gulos,
Asesinó a su líder, a la Cámara de Diputados, Ruiz Maciel,
and they assassinated their leader, Ruiz Maciel,
el mismo año.
the same year.
Son una pandilla de asesinos.
They are a gang of assassins.
¿Qué pasaría si nos meten en una crisis política de ese tamaño?
What would occur if they put us in a political crisis of that size?
¿Quién asume
Who would assume it?
la presidencia
The presidency,
moralmente?
morally?
La presidencia de la Cámara de Diputados.
The president of the representatives?
¿El PRI?
The PRI?
¿El PRI?
Do you think they would?
Y dirán, entonces tú estás de ambicioso con eso. No, hombre, yo quiero ser presidente 6 años. Yo quiero ser candidato en 2024.
He says he wants to be a candidate in 2024.
Nosotros no estamos jugando una ambición vulgar.
We are not playing with a vulgar ambition.
Estamos defendiendo al movimiento.
We are defending the movement.
Estamos defendiendo la cuarta transformación.
We are defending the fourth transformation.
Estamos comprometidos con el pueblo.
We are committed to the people,
Lo hemos demostrado en cada uno de nuestros actos.
and we have demonstrated in every one of our actions.
No tenemos ninguna complicidad inmoral. No,
We already have our, we do not have any complicity, moral complicity.
tenemos ningún acuerdo en lo oscurito.
We do not have any agreements in the dark. Polimex says, Polimex Noticias says, ya compramos nuestro equipo tipo gamer para transmitir. Oh, he already got his gaming equipment so he could transmit. That's awesome. Congratulations, Polimex has a really good channel. You got to hear him. If you haven't, if you speak Spanish, you should check out Polimex. He's got a good channel.
No tenemos ningún pacto que
We have no pacts
nos avergüence.
that would shame us.
Servimos al pueblo
We serve the people
con honor
with honor
y con principios.
and with principles.
Así es que cierro de manera coloquial.
And so I am closing in a colloquial manner.
Señor general,
Sir, General Sir,
señor general, si tengo ganada la plaza, ¿por qué quiere que se le entregue a los conservadores? Me parece inconcebible.
he says, General Sir, if we have won the place or plaza, which is kind of like the place where they meet, why would I turn it over to the conservatives?
Nuestro compañero presidente
Our companion, Mr. President,
es un ser humano
you are a human being
y también se equivoca.
and you also make mistakes.
Y hoy se está equivocando.
And today you have made an error.
Yo le pido que nos acompañe,
I ask you to accompany us,
que nos apoye,
to support us,
que se rectifique.
to rectify yourself.
Es un error entregarle al PRI.
It would be an error to turn it over to the pre-party,
La mesa directiva
the house or the table of directors.
es una irresponsabilidad.
It would be irresponsible.
Es un acto político que no debe consolidarse.
It is a political act which should not be consolidated.
Y una última cosa que se me había olvidado.
And one last thing which I had forgotten.
Se subestima al poder legislativo.
He is underestimating the legislative power.
La presidencia de la Cámara de Diputados
The presidency of the House of Deputies
es la titularidad
is the title
del poder legislativo.
of the power, of the legislative power.
No es cualquier cargo.
It is not just any charge.
Y coincido con eso, cierro para que no haya ninguna mala interpretación.
And with this I will close so there won't be any bad interpretations.
Coincido con el compañero presidente.
I am in agreement with Mr. President.
No hay cargo, por importante que sea, ni
There is no charge, no matter how important it is.
ninguno, ni la presidencia de la República, ninguno,
None, not even the presidency of the Republic,
que valga ceder principios,
that would be worth putting my principles at hand,
que valga ceder ideales,
that would be worth giving up my ideals,
que valga darle la espalda al pueblo.
that would be worth turning my back on the people.
No hemos mentido,
We have not lied.
no hemos robado,
We have not stolen.
no hemos traicionado al pueblo,
We have not been traitors to our people,
ni lo haremos.
nor will we do it.
Podemos ver a la cara a nuestro
We can look at their faces
compañero presidente y decirle,
and look at the face of our president and oh, gracias Enrique for subscribing to Polymex. He's really good. So he says he could look at the face of the president.
compañero presidente, no hay nada oscuro,
He says, Mr. President, there's nothing that's dark here.
no hay nada incorrecto,
There is nothing that is incorrect.
no hay nada inmoral.
There is nothing that is immoral.
Es legítimo que el PT recupere la tercera fuerza con
It is legitimate that the PT recover the third power,
la que llegó
the one which it arrived in,
a esta legislatura.
to this legislature.
Buenos días a todas y a todos. Agradezco mucho a los compañeros diputados del PT
And he's saying hello to everyone. He's thankful to the party of the PT
y al grupo parlamentario y a los medios de comunicación.
and to the communication media.
No tenemos ninguna duda
We have no doubt
de que nosotros tenemos la legitimidad
that we have the legitimacy
y la legalidad
and the legality
para presidir la mesa.
to preside over the house, the table.
Nosotros llegamos como tercera fuerza
We arrived as the third power,
y somos tercera fuerza.
and we are the third power.
¿Cómo estamos ahorita?
And how are we now?
Por colaborando y ayudando la coalición Juntos Haremos Historia,
By collaborating with the coalition, together we will make history.
somos 46
There are 46 of us,
y 46 el PRI,
and 46 in the PRI,
porque ayudamos a Morena para que mantenga, igual que lo hicimos al inicio,
because we helped Morena to maintain, the way we did it at its inception,
la presidencia de la JUCOP.
the presidency of Jocol.
Y estamos caminando unidos, la coalición Juntos Haremos Historia, que se nos sumó
And we are walking together with the group that says, together we will make history,
el Partido Verde.
which is called the Green Party.
Hasta ahorita así estamos.
At this moment, this is how we stand.
Yo sostengo también
I sustain also
que al presidente lo malinforma.
that the president has been misinformed.
Sostenemos nosotros también
We also sustain
que está garantizada la crítica porque esa viene de los conservadores y de la derecha.
we knew that the critiques were guaranteed because they're going to be coming from the conservatives on the right.
Y está garantizada el halago porque esa viene de los seguidores emocionados.
And of course, we have the ones that would be happy and they're emotional, that are on our side.
Lo que hace falta en la ruta de la cuarta T es el tema de la autocrítica.
And what is necessary in the route to the fourth transformation is self-critique.
Y sostenemos que el proyecto político del PT
And we sustain that the political project of PT
es la autocrítica en la construcción
is self-critique in construction
de este proceso transformador de la cuarta T.
in this process of transformation of the 4T, which is the fourth transformation.
También sostenemos
Additionally, we sustain
que somos integrantes de la cuarta T,
that we are integral parts of the fourth transformation,
pero no somos ciegos.
but we are not blind.
La cuarta T es un proyecto ideológico
The fourth transformation is an ideological project
transformador.
which has transformed.
Equivale a la revolución de independencia,
It is equivalent to the independent revolution
a la guerra de reforma,
and the war of reform,
a la de 1910
that of 1910,
y ahora a la que arrancó el 1 de julio de 2018.
and now the one that took off on the 1st of July 2018.
Y la correlación de fuerza y las posiciones ideológicas y
And the correlation of power and the ideological positions
las posiciones económicas
and economical positions
están siempre presentes.
are ever present.
Y nosotros sostenemos en eso
And we sustain that
que este grupo
that this group
se la ha jugado al 200% con el presidente.
that we have played on the side of the president 200%,
Porque él es el líder, él es la guía y coincidimos con el presidente.
because he is our leader, he is our guide, and we are in agreement with the president
en eso.
in that.
Pero también debemos de decir
But we also must say
con toda claridad
with all clarity
que no somos diputados ciegos.
that we are not blind deputies.
Somos hombres y mujeres libres,
We are free men and women,
conscientes,
conscientious,
revolucionarios,
revolutionaries,
transformadores,
transformers,
y en eso no vamos a ceder.
and in this we will not cede.
Nosotros tenemos la plena legalidad y en eso coincidimos
We have the plain legality on our side,
con el presidente,
and on that we agree with the president.
pero al presidente no le informan que el PT llegó aquí siendo tercera fuerza.
But they did not inform the president that the PT arrived in third force,
Y que nosotros colaboramos para que Morena tuviera los dos cargos de la presidencia de la Cámara y
and that we collaborated to help Morena have the 4 charges, or the 2 charges, so they could bring the candidate to the presidency.
la presidencia de la República. Eso no se lo dicen.
And they don't tell him that.
Y también nosotros sostenemos
And additionally, we sustain
que ahora es moralmente inviable
that it is now immorally
que el PRI presida la mesa directiva.
in that it is now morally unjust to allow the pre-party to preside over the house.
Nosotros daremos la batalla.
We will battle for it.
Está convocada la reunión de Jucopo a las 3 de la tarde
We have the reunion of Joko at 3 p.m.
y a las 5 la plenaria para instalar la sesión y
And then they're going to be installing the session at 5.
celebrar celebrar la sesión de prevención
And we will celebrate the session of prevention
si llegamos a acuerdo o no.
to see whether we come to an agreement or not.
Si no, ya saben, son 5 días
And if we do not come into agreement, then they have 5 days,
y resolveremos en 5 días.
and then we will return in 5 days.
Pero anunciarles con toda claridad,
But I want to announce to you with all clarity,
el Partido del Trabajo está listo para dar la batalla en favor de México.
the party of the working man is ready to fight on behalf of the Mexican people,
Porque nos dio la razón el voto
because the voters gave us the reason or the right.
nos da la razón la ley
The law gives us the right,
y estamos preparados para dirigir la mesa directiva
and we are prepared to direct the table of directors
de la Cámara de Diputados
of the House of Deputies
en este año legislativo. Sin
on this legislative year,
ninguna duda, sin
without any doubt,
ningún titubeo,
without any, changes.
y vamos a dar la batalla.
We will be taking forth the battle. Okay, so that was one of the, and I didn't take it all the way to the end, but, hi Silvia Torres, saludes. ¿Cómo estás? Okay, so now I'm going to play you another video, so give me a moment. I'm going to put the other video on, which is regarding what happened. Okay, so give me just a moment. I'm going to copy this one. Copy. I have another video that I want to share. Paste. Okay. All right, so
Extrañamos esos momentos
hoy,
especiales.
so it
con
looks
nuestra
like we got
familia.
commercials.
La libertad de compartir con nuestra
Sorry
comunidad.
about that. Let me
Queremos
get
que los
this
niños
to
puedan
go
regresar a
bigger.
la escuela y tener estabilidad en
And we're
nuestros
gonna make
empleos.
it go
Con
big.
responsabilidad podemos
And let's see if we
lograr
can
el
get rid of that
Muy buenas
commercial.
tardes, amigos de las benditas redes sociales.
Ah,
Un
that's
saludo a
the
todas
wrong
las
one.
personas que siguen nuestra transmisión.
That was the wrong one. I'm sorry, but he had it. Benditas redes sociales showed a video of the House of Representatives, and I wanted to play that one too, but let me see. Did I? I think I put the wrong one on, because I watched his channel today too. Let me see. Yeah, I went to the wrong channel. But he had a I could just play his. Why not? Let's see. Not that one. Let's see.
No me
No.
parece. No se
I
equivocan,
liked
¿no?
I watched his channel today, and I watched a few people, and there was one. No, this is not the right one. I had a hold on, this is the wrong one. There's another one that was the House of Representatives Noroña. Oh my goodness. Well, I got the wrong one. I don't know what I did with the so I watched his, and he showed the thing about Noroña, and I was looking for it so that I could put it on, and then I found it. Let me see. So this is not the one. I thought I had it in there. I think I got copied the wrong number here. So hold on just a second. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Sorry guys, I copied the wrong URL. And this
Del
is
Grupo
not it
Parlamentario
either.
del
Hold
Partido
on.
del Trabajo, yo quiero
Hold
comentar
on. This
que
is not the one either.
quería
This is the one we just saw, but that's
de
okay.
manera
We'll get it out.
personal, individual, política, pero compañeros del grupo
Oh, come on now.
decidieron acompañarme en esta rueda de prensa, lo agradezco infinitamente.
So this is not the
Porque
right one,
además
but
es
hold on.
legítima la posición
Maybe
del
it's the
grupo
next one.
parlamentario del Partido del Trabajo de encabezar la mesa directiva de la
That
Cámara
was
de
not the
Diputados,
right
por
one.
supuesto, en su compañero Reginaldo Sandoval, y me disculpo con todo.
I can't find it. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm gonna have to let it go. Maybe this is it. Sesión. That might be the one. That might be the one. Hold on. Yeah, this might be the one. I don't know how I did it, but I made a mess of it today. Okay, let's see. All right, there it is. So it was about, I saw them talking about how they did not win or something. I don't hear anybody talking yet.
Tienen a pacientes de COVID-19, así como con otras instituciones que nos hizo innovar y encontrar.
That's not it. Okay, this is it. This is where Noroña was talking. This is the one I wanted. Okay. This is the one.
Por favor, compañeros, compañeras. Adelante, diputado Fernández Noroña.
Okay, so this is the one.
Muchas gracias, diputada presidenta. Compañeros, compañeras, hoy como nunca el pueblo de México nos está observando. Nunca se había interesado en la elección de la mesa directiva de la Cámara de Diputados. Yo
Okay, so he says, my friends, the people are watching us like never before. The people had never been interested in the elections of the House of Deputies in the past.
hoy, gracias al esfuerzo que hemos hecho desde el Partido del Trabajo,
But today, thanks to the efforts we've made from the Party of the Working Man,
todos los ojos están puestos en esta decisión.
all eyes have been placed on this decision.
Es un momento clave.
It is a clear moment.
Es un parteaguas para la revolución sin violencia que es la cuarta transformación. Es
And it is a parting of waters for the transformation, the fourth transformation, which is in effect now.
fundamental.
And it's fundamental.
¿Cómo podríamos ir a nuestros distritos
How could we go to our districts
a explicarle a la gente
to explain to the people
que votamos por el PRI
that we had voted for the pre-party,
cuando en todas las campañas electorales una consigna es ni un voto al PRI ni un voto al PAN?
when all our campaigns, the people told us not one vote for the pre, not one vote for the PAN.
Cuando hoy todavía está la desaparición forzada de los 43 normalistas de Ayotzinapa,
When, as of now, they still have the forced disappearance of the 43 young people from Watsinapa
sin aclarar.
that has not been cleared up yet.
Cuando la red de corrupción de Odebrecht se
When the web of corruption of Odebrecht,
hizo desde la presidencia de Enrique Peña Nieto,
which was done from the presidency of Enrique Peña Nieto,
priista,
that is from the pre-party,
dándole sobornos al PAN,
giving bribes to the PAN party
por 6 millones de
of $6 million
dólares al PRI y al PAN.
to the pre and the PAN.
Los senadores 68 millones, los diputados 58 millones. Alguien que estuvo ahí muy honorable en la presidencia recibió 6.8 millones y fue candidato a la presidencia del PAN, del PRD.
And one that was running as a candidate for PAN and PRD received 6 million also.
Y de Movimiento Ciudadano.
And he was of the citizens movement.
El compañero presidente hoy en la mañana se manifestó como ciudadano en contra de las maniobras.
And today, the president manifested himself as a citizen against underhanded works.
¿Cómo se le llama a que 4 diputados del PRD se sumen a las filas del PRI para darle mayoría si no es una maniobra burda?
So how can it be that 4 people from the one party moved to the other party to give them a majority,
Vulgar.
and it was a vulgar, outright, I don't know, cheat.
Los 4 diputados del PRD van a estar 15 minutos en las filas del PRI.
So he says those PRD deputies, the 4 of them that voted, are going to be for 15 minutes in fame with the PRI party.
Luego se regresarán al PRD,
And then they will return to the PRD party.
pero van a cargar toda la vida con esa vergüenza
But they will carry that shame all their life
de haber sido priistas por 15 minutos.
of belonging to the pre-party for 15 minutes
Para robarnos la presidencia de la Cámara de Diputados que en derecho
in order to steal from us the presidency from the House of Deputies, which belonged to us,
nos correspondía.
and we was rightfully ours.
Porque nosotros llegamos a esta Cámara con 61 legisladores.
Because we arrived to this house with 61 legislators,
Morena con 192, Acción Nacional con 80.
and Morena had 191, and Acción Nacional had 61,
El PES con 56 y el PRI
and PES had 56, and
con
PRI
45.
had only 45.
El revolucionario institucional no tendría legitimidad para subir de ese número. Ganó
And so the PRI did not have legitimacy to go above that number.
solo 9 distritos de mayoría. El
They only had 9 districts of majority.
pueblo lo repudió, lo mandó
The people turned them away.
un lejano tercer lugar en la elección presidencial y al quinto
They left him in the third place in the presidential election,
lugar de legisladores en
and the fifth place of legislators in this house,
esta soberanía.
in this sovereignty.
¿Por qué va a presidir la
So how would they be able to preside
Cámara de Diputados?
in the House of Deputies?
¿Por qué va a presidir una pandilla criminal
And why will this criminal gang preside
que remató el patrimonio nacional, que
that sold cheaply our national patrimony or inheritance?
endeudó al pueblo, que
And they indebted our people.
masacró,
They massacred
que empobreció a la
and they impoverished the people.
gente, que nos llevó al segundo lugar de pederastas del mundo.
And they put us in the second place of the I don't know, thieves of the world.
Es terrible. Lo
And that, I think they're talking about corruption. He says it is terrible.
que estoy planteando y podría irme largo.
And he says, I'm just mentioning that, and I could say so much more.
Compañeros, compañeras, tengo aquí 4 expedientes
I have 4 files here, my friends,
de compañeros de Morena que firmaron para pasarse a nuestra fracción parlamentaria.
of people that signed to come over to our party.
Y está Manuel López, al cual le agradezco de corazón su apoyo, que
And there is Manuel Lopez, who we appreciate from our hearts his support.
podría estar aquí también en estos 5 expedientes y seríamos
And he could be within these files as well.
más que los que presentó el PRI para
And we would have more than what the PRI presented
legítimamente presidir la Cámara de Diputados y no los
in order to legitimately preside over the House.
presentamos
And we did not present them
porque hemos cuidado a Morena,
because we've been guarding Morena,
porque hemos cuidado la Junta de Coordinación Política, porque
because we have guarded the joint political coordination,
contrario a las campañas que nos han hecho,
contrary to the campaigns that they have made against us.
hemos sido y seguiremos siendo unos
Perdón,
aliados
diputado.
leales.
We have been and we will continue to be.
Perdón, diputado, perdón. Les ruego, compañeros,
And she's saying, pardon me, I beg of you, please,
compañeras, respeto al orador.
you need to respect the person, the speaker.
Adelante, diputado.
And now she said, go ahead.
Porque somos y seguiremos siendo aliados leales de la Cuarta Transformación.
Because we have been and we will continue to be allies of the fourth transformation.
No vamos a romper la coalición Morena, PT, PES y Verde. No,
And we will not break up the coalition. I think he said Morena, PT, PES, and Verde.
no la vamos a romper.
We will not break it up. We will not tear it apart.
Vamos a seguir apoyando con todo al compañero presidente López Obrador como ha
And we will continue to support our friend López Obrador,
sido nuestra característica
which has been our characteristic
y nuestro esfuerzo.
and our effort.
Efectivamente a nosotros no nos mueve la ambición.
Effectively, we are not moved by ambition.
No queremos un cargo, no queremos una representación.
We do not want to have a position or representation.
Les digo a los que se han estado burlando que esta historia no ha terminado, que falta la votación.
And I'm saying to those that have been poking fun that it has not ended because we still have the voting.
Y no veo cómo los compañeros de Morena le den un solo voto al PRI.
And I cannot see that the people from the Morena party would give a single vote to the PRI party,
A la pandilla criminal que fue mandada al basurero de la historia.
to that criminal gang that was sent to the waste can of history
El 1 de julio de 2018.
on the seventh month, the 1st of 2018.
Pero les digo más.
But I say one other thing.
Yo soy presidente de la Cámara en el corazón del pueblo de México y con eso me basta.
And I am the president of the House in the hearts of the people, and with that it is enough for me.
Me siento muy orgulloso.
And with that I am very proud.
Estoy en el corazón de la gente.
I am in the heart of the people,
Estoy en su respaldo.
and they back me.
Estoy en su presencia.
I am in their presence.
Estoy en sus pensamientos. Estoy en sus oraciones.
I am in their thoughts, and I am in their prayers.
Y estoy con ellos.
And I am with them.
Me juego la vida por este movimiento.
And I would give my life for this movement.
Nos jugamos todo lo que somos y lo que tenemos por la transformación del país.
And we would give it all for the transformation of this country.
Y vuelvo a reiterar, sin ningún empacho, sin ninguna duda,
And I reiterate, without a doubt, without a single doubt,
es un honor luchar con Obrador.
it is an honor to fight with Obrador. So I'm going to leave it there. I just, I wanted to share this with you guys. And I accidentally entered the wrong URL. Pero saludos amigos y gracias por estar aquí conmigo. Polimex y Silvia Tori y gracias por todos tus emoticons. Y unidos con AMLO, claro que sí. Claro que sí. Es un orgullo estar con Obrador, ¿cierto? Ok. Entonces, hasta aquí llegamos. ¿Cómo les gustan los colores que puse? Estuve jugando con un programa que se llama Krita. Y es gratis para poder hacer este tipo de programas de pinturas y cosas así para poder poner en nuestros videos. Y si quieren aprender, voy a hacer un programa de Krita. Este programa, déjame enseñarles. Es un programa que pueden usar para... A ver, vamos a ver acá. Vamos a ver. Voy a hacerles un programa de que se llama Krita. Mira. Se parece a Photoshop, pero es gratis. Mira. Uy. Perdón. No lo puedo hacer más chiquito. Ok. Pero esto se llama Krita. Y es muy parecido. A ver. Vamos a moverlo para acá. Ok. Aquí está. Voy a hacer un programa después, si quieren quedarse a verlo, de Krita. Y vamos a enseñarlo ahorita. A ver, vamos a ver. Quiero compartir con ustedes. A ver, vamos a quitar esto. Vamos a quitar esto. Vamos a poner este otro display. Ok. Video capture. Oh, ese no es. Ok. Es display capture. Ok. Es el de la izquierda. Para que lo vean. Ok. Este programa. Este programa es parecido a ¿cómo se llama? Se parece a Photoshop. Y puedes hacer todo tipo de programa. Y saludos a Enrique y Polimex y a Tesla, Cuervo. Gracias por estar aquí conmigo hoy. Pero les quería decir de adelanto que voy a estar haciendo unos videos sobre mira, voy a quitar todo eso para que vean lo que hicimos aquí. Ok, video title. Ok, esto lo hice con Krita, con este programa. y es gratis y puedes aprender cómo hacer este tipo de cosas. Así es que si tienen interés, después hago un video de eso, ¿ok? Cómo usar Krita para hacer como el cuadro que tengo aquí, rosita, con colores, los cuadritos, todo eso, para que puedan aprender a hacerlo. Ok, que les vaya bien. Adiós, adiós amigos, y besitos y abrazos. Ok, besitos y abrazos. Ok. Ya lo voy a apagar. Ok. Otro día será.